back to the Average Food Critics Podcast.
Yeah, welcome back, you guys. You know, we didn't introduce ourselves last time.
No, we didn't. So, I'm Alex.
And I'm Baylee. We're your average food critics for this evening.
We are the Average Food Critics. Today, we have Olive Garden soup salad breadsticks.
Mm-hmm. I'm jumping in. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we're gonna dig in with the salad here.
I want to say that this is not a first try. Olive Garden is a staple in our household. It's an all-time good. But I will say there was a big disappointment this week. And the fact that they took off of the menu your favorite item.
It's very sad, actually. It's like very sad.
Or should I say items?
So, Olive Garden no longer has the Sampler Italiano, where you can try out different samples of appetizers, like the lasagna fritters.
Don't kid yourself. It's appetizers for your meal.
Yes, you're completely right there. That's exactly what it is, and that's why I liked it so much. But Mr. Garden, if you're listening to this, I would like the appetizer sampler back.
If you're among one of our 45 listeners, we'd like to lodge a formal complaint.
Absolutely.
It's all good though.
No.
So you, as a non-dairy person, a lactose-free man, please tell the people what you got as your entree.
A 5 cheese baked ziti or something. I don't remember. It's 5 cheese something. So
Prayers for me. That's always one of the best, ways to ruin your lactose-free diet on Olive Garden. If I had to choose a way, it would be death by cheese from the Olive Garden. And, Olive Garden inspired us so much that we even got one of those cheese graters, the ones, tell me when. And they're just there getting an arm workout until you tell them when.
We do have one of those.
Man.
And I think you ask me to tell you when every single time that you use it.
That was one of the best investments we've ever made. I love that thing. 10 out of 10 would recommend that.
Oh, it was on Amazon. It was like $10.
Yeah, KitchenAid actually has one, so it matched the rest of our utensils in the kitchen. It was really good.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a crunchy one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this would be a very loud one.
Yeah. Sorry or you're welcome, depending on what side you fall on that.
So what'd you get?
So I got the fettuccine Alfredo with an extra side of Alfredo for dipping our breadsticks.
That's a good call. I probably won't use that.
No, in fact, it's mine. So you're not allowed to use it. But I also got a peach Bellini iced tea. And if you didn't know, my mom, Brenda, went through a little kick where she would buy the syrup that you can add to any sweet tea or unsweet tea.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, and Olive Garden actually sells it, just like the dressing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and you can buy it and make your own at home. And it's just syrup.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super good.
Was it the same?
Well, we had it for my graduation party, and it was really good. But the problem is you got to keep it stern. You have to keep it stirred up all the time, or else all of the syrup goes to the bottom.
Oh, that's classic, like, cold drinks.
Yeah.
Cold drinks don't really incorporate syrup or, like, sugar or anything well.
Mm-hmm. Like, Tim Hortons, not to call you out, but Tim Hortons
is low-key, like, terrible.
I don't mean that, but I do mean that. But I don't mean that in the sense that it used to be incredible. I used to love Tim Hortons and everything about it. The bakery, I thought Canada's got it going on.
Oh, when I was a kid, like, I swear Tim Hortons has, like, declined. Like, I swear that when we were kids, it wasn't the same.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, when I was in Montreal, I went to a Tim Hortons. I was like, I'm going to try Tim Hortons in Canada. Mm-hmm. I'm going to see if it's any good in Canada. Maybe it's just, like, the import process across the U.S. border.
Maybe
it was exactly the same.
That's so depressing.
The restaurant was nicer.
It's kind of like going to France and figuring out that you like Olive Garden better. Italy.
You mean Italy? Yeah.
I do mean Italy. or going to France and figuring out that you would have settled for a French bread pizza at home. Or like a baguette would have just sufficed for you. Even the baguettes from Tim Hortons were good. Like that you got with the soup. If I was sick, I wanted a Tim Hortons soup. For sure.
I think we're going to talk about Tim Hortons more on this podcast.
Than Olive Garden.
But I swear, up until like probably like 5 years ago, Tim Hortons was good. Mm-hmm. Like, I just, like, if anybody out there knows, like, what happened to Tim Hortons, could you, like, please, like, comment on this video or something if you're watching?
I mean, kind of shade, kind of tea towards Tim Hortons because it used to be so good. And I'll tell you when it started. It started when they got rid of the good honey mustard. They used to have the creamiest. It's like...
I'm a honey mustard fan.
The tangiest, honeyest mustard that I would get on my turkey bacon club on a croissant. Honey mustard, lettuce, hold the tomato. Delicious.
That sounds good.
It was really good. They'd toast the croissant a little bit. Everything was all nice and crisp and toasty.
Yeah.
And it had cheese. It was so good.
I kind of want Tim Hortons now.
After we just...
After
we just said it was on the fall. What's opposite of on the rise? Because it's definitely on the fall.
On the fall? That's what we're going to say.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and dig into my entree.
This salad, I mean, we should...
I want to point out the fact that Tim Hortons... Or not Tim Hortons. We can talk about it. I want to point out the fact that Olive Garden always gives you a boat of salad if you order to go. And I think they're compensating for the fact that you can get endless salad, endless breadsticks when you go to the restaurant. But it's a full boat of salad. And I don't hate it. No. I love that.
It's a lot sometimes, though.
But it's a lot, but it's delicious.
And it comes with every meal, too. Like, every meal includes...
No, unless you get soup.
Well, yeah.
And that was a newer thing.
Olive Garden's Italian dressing.
Oh my gosh.
It's like on point.
Unmatched Italian dressing. I love Olive Garden's Italian dressing. We always put it in pasta salad.
Yeah.
So good.
It's like it's got that mix of like having a little bit of kick to it. Mm-hmm. But like not being like overly
zesty.
Yeah, that's I was looking for the right word. Want to dig into the main course?
Well, I think
Are we trying breadsticks?
Man, you gotta have a breadstick. We gotta open this up.
Breadsticks.
So I want to also point out the fact that it's been a long week.
It's been a very long week. I don't know if anybody else, like... Oh my gosh, this week has been just, like, absolutely insane.
I even had a virtual day Monday. It was the longest short week of my life. I don't know what it was. And you know what? Last night was a full moon. And it makes kids in the schools crazy. I don't know if you believe in any of that, but as a school teacher, I teach 4th grade. When there's full moon or weather that, changes, it throws the kids completely off.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. The weather controlling kids' moods or how they act. Totally believe in it because it was a full moon yesterday and the kids were just wild. I love them. I would do anything for them. Wild. Okay, the breadstick impression.
Yeah. Breadsticks are hard to like get to go breadsticks in Olive Garden, they have so much like, it's just straight salt actually on top of them.
Delicious.
But like, it's just like, they're breadsticks like in a bag. They're okay. I mean, they're a breadstick.
For me,
I would say it's the downside of getting Olive Garden to go.
they're just little vehicles to put the Olive Garden sauces in your mouth.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, but the Olive Garden sauce is the signature. When you dip into that Alfredo, you know that it's Olive Garden. And I've had tons of friends, tons of family members say like, oh, I can make a good Alfredo. Trust me. It's better than Olive Garden. You hold your tongue. No, it's not better than Olive Garden's. They stake their whole brand on all their delicious sauce.
Actually, so when I was ordering this today, they have like a whole like Alfredo section of like just Alfredo, and I was like, you can do that, but you can't have my appetizer sampler.
Okay, I think you're like one of the only people who goes to Olive Garden heavily seeking out just appetizers instead of pasta, though.
Oh, their appetizers are incredible, and I got pasta in their appetizers. I got the
you
lasagna
got deep fried pasta, which doesn't count. It's delicious, but it doesn't count.
Okay, their calamari is really good though.
No.
Yeah, their
Jail.
calamari is like super good.
Calamari is a no.
It's like it comes with this like creamy sauce.
Squid with cream? Absolutely not.
It's like deep fried squid though. It's not like just like tentacles.
Just because they deep fry it doesn't mean you should eat it. Have you ever been to a county fair?
Well,
Wow. There's something about the Alfredo
I try
sauce.
to avoid county fairs at all costs.
Okay.
I know you were a big frequenter back in your youth.
In my youth. Yeah, I was a frequenter of the Ross County Fair. That was the highlight of every summer. I didn't even do 4-H. But we always stayed out at the fair for like a week, and it was incredible. You'd eat at the camper for breakfast and lunch, and then at dinner you'd get something terrible and deep fried, and it was so good. Yeah, I somehow lost weight every week at the Ross County Fair though. I think it was because I was walking in endless circles around the same
Probably because
place.
it was like it's like always like 110 degrees during county fairs.
Except
It's
for
like
the
always
one
like the hottest week of the year.
Except for the 1 or 2 days that it rains. Torrential downpour. That's the beauty, though.
I
You
never
never
did
know.
that in Pike County.
Well, don't even compare the Pike County and the Ross County Fair, which is like blasphemy towards any type of county fair.
This one year, I was part of a bike race
What?
at the Pike County Fair. Yeah.
How old were you? Last week?
It was last year.
You were there, remember?
No, it was, so it was actually, I still to this day am kind of mad about this. Like, I could have won this race. I was a fast biker.
Please continue.
So, it was for the hospital. It was a fundraiser. But,
You are still upset about a fundraiser bike ride at the county fair.
so, yeah.
Okay.
So, you had to use their bikes. You couldn't bring your own bike. And their gears shifted a different direction than my bike. So, when I thought I was going up in gear, I was actually going down and I was just spinning more. And I was to the point where like my feet were just spinning and spinning and spinning and like I was like barely moving.
Let it be known that the Pike County Fair rigs bike races for little kids so that they're traumatized into their adulthood.
I could have won that race.
Oh,
I
really?
could have been a biker.
What place did you place?
Oh, I was probably like last. I don't remember.
Sounds like a landslide, to be honest. Sounds like you just were average at biking.
No, I actually went to the state fair one year for a 4-H project in biking.
Why couldn't you bring your own bike?
I don't know. It was so dumb. Like, I literally don't know why we weren't allowed to bring our own bike. Like, did they think that, like, kids were gonna, like, rig it up with, like, spikes and, like it was gonna be, like, demolition derby?
I don't know. I mean, that would have been a completely different event at the Pike County Fair.
Man, can you imagine that?
Children on bikes doing a demolition derby with their own souped up bikes. And there's, like, age categories. And now it's time for the toddlers. And there's training wheels. Oh my gosh. All right, back to Olive Garden.
This is really good.
5 cheese, yeah, I'm sure.
5 cheese ziti al forno or something.
Yeah, I'm sure your brain and your stomach is loving that.
Man.
The rest of your body is screaming.
Yeah, my mouth is screaming as well, but for a different reason.
You know how they always give you the spoon at Olive Garden with your pasta?
Yes, and I had no idea what that spoon was for until you told me.
Yeah, and it's so you can, like, scoop the pasta, and you're supposed to put your fork on it, and you're supposed to twirl it, and the spoon helps with, like, leverage so you can twirl it.
Yeah, it's so you don't look like an idiot. Like,
Still better Americans.
I really did, like, I would have never known that
The only reason I knew is because I saw a fancy lady do it one time.
on Food Network.
Yeah, probably. Olive Garden just has the right amount of garlic all the time on every dish.
You mean just tons
It's a
of
clove.
garlic?
Yeah, it's just one. You're just eating one clove after another.
I think you could eat a literal clove of garlic, like, by itself.
Okay, I think I could if it were already, like, baked off in the oven with a little olive oil. Like on a crusty piece of bread, like the schmear you can make. That sounds delicious. I would eat that absolutely right now. A raw head of garlic? No. No, that smell is impossible to get off your fingers. That's one thing that I don't like that lingers is, like, when you're chopping garlic and it lingers on your fingers. And they make actual tools so you can get that smell off.
Well, yeah, they make that little silver thing. It, like, looks like a peanut bar of soap.
What is it? Like, what's the metal?
I don't know. I would think that it's like metal, and I would think that it, like, would make my fingers smell like metal.
I think it's stainless steel.
Again, I think that would make my fingers smell like metal.
I think it would just neutralize the garlic smell so you wouldn't smell like a walking clove. But I already smell like a walking garlic clove. That was one of the fair warnings before we started dating. I let you know up front. I always smell like breath of garlic.
I like garlic.
Well, you eventually just got used to it. And
Yeah,
we
it's just your essence now.
Yeah, essence of garlic. Okay, I don't, like, smell like that, like I stink. I just...
She doesn't take a shower.
I do shower, and I don't smell like garlic. It's just, I eat a lot of garlic. It's so good. I don't understand people like your dad, Joe.
I'm calling you out for the second time on this podcast, Joe.
Who doesn't enjoy garlic. I'll never forget the meal where we ordered pizza. We ordered pizza at your parents' house one time from, I think it was Pizza Hut. Mm-hmm. And your dad, he requested that there was no garlic on the crust. And your mom was so upset. She was like, "You ruined the pizza."
Well, it was like... I think that they just have a mix that they put on the crust. I don't think they actually, like, sprinkle individual, like, ingredients. And, like, it was just a plain crust. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
they
it
didn't
was
put
just
anything on the crust.
It was just bread. He didn't, like, sub it out for other flavors. Like, he could have gotten, like, a Tuscan flavor, which is probably still garlic, but...
Oh, that's 100% still garlic.
Well, he could have gotten a different flavor. It didn't have to be... Like, you can get a butter crust.
Yeah. This was just, like, straight bread for crust.
Man, it really ruined a Pizza Hut pizza. And truthfully, the only reason I like a Pizza Hut pizza is for the stuffed crust. Man, stuffed crust is so good.
Absolutely.
That's Pizza Hut's staple.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I could go to Pizza Hut otherwise.
Yeah.
They used to, like, try that, like, salad bar thing for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now after COVID, I just feel like salad bars are so unsanitary. Like, that'll never be the same.
Any sort of thing that's, like... Yeah. Any sort of like thing that's like open
Like self-serve, like buffet style.
anymore. Yeah.
Like Golden Corral, how they actually went out of business.
I can't even imagine like what they would have even been doing.
I don't know. Definitely have to shut down that chocolate fountain.
So we went to Golden Corral one time before the regional track meet.
Say that sentence again.
We went to Golden Corral one time before the regional track meet in high school, my senior year. Like the morning on our way to the track meet that didn't start until like 4.
What time was it?
It was lunchtime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was lunchtime. It was like a really far ways away. That's not a correct sentence. It was really far away. And so we had to leave early, and we got Golden Corral on the way there, and then we drove like 3 hours more. And so like it was like we weren't like sitting with Golden Corral in our stomachs, and then the track meet didn't start until like 6 o'clock.
No.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I will say, if I had to rank...
I will say, literally only one of us passed the regional track meet on to the second day, not even on to the state.
Maybe it's because you ate Golden Corral before regionals.
No, I think it was a reward for making it to regionals.
Golden Corral was the reward? I love how that just rings the same as how McDonald's sponsors the Olympics. And those Olympic athletes act like they're eating McDonald's. Like, that's how they get in such good shape. Like, that's how Michael Phelps won all those gold medals. He was eating McDonald's.
So, you joke about that. There was an Olympic sprinter that would eat chicken nuggets before his race. And that was like, he claimed that was his secret. I forget who it was.
How much was he getting sponsored?
I don't know.
To say that. Or, I guess runners are a different breed because you're burning so many calories so quickly. It's like you could really put any fuel in the tank and it's going to burn. It doesn't matter what kind of fuel it is. It could be trash. It could be anything.
How's your Alfredo?
The Alfredo is impeccable, per usual.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't include enough sauce and you have to get the extra, so I'm glad I got the extra. In this case, I didn't really need it, but it's so good.
Do you remember that one time we got it? And there was like just this like little tiny like quarter shaped glob of Alfredo, and like it was just like butter noodles. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Well, I can appreciate a butter noodle, but it was the fact that I ordered the Alfredo. And it came as butter noodles with like probably an appropriately portion size amount of Alfredo, but that's not why I go to Olive Garden. Not for portion control. It's like going to Cheesecake Factory for portion control.
Man, we gotta get Cheesecake Factory sometime.
I love Cheesecake Factory. And you know, I hated Cheesecake Factory the first few times I went. I would say I really disliked Cheesecake Factory in high school. I know, you wouldn't know.
I would have never guessed that in my life.
I know. Looking at me now, living with me now, you would have never guessed that, but I just couldn't find anything I really liked at Cheesecake Factory.
What?
Yeah, no, I think I was getting all of the wrong things.
There's something from literally every culture.
I know, but it felt so, like, they had so much on hand. Like, why is the menu so large?
It's like a book. Like, you have to, like...
It's a booklet. Chapter 1.
It's like a pamphlet, like back in the 1700s.
I know. And then there's that Skinnylicious chapter that tricks everybody into thinking they're eating healthy.
Yeah, no. They have, like, the Skinnylicious burger.
Yeah, and, like, their glam burger.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a glam burger before, but I've also never gotten anything off the Skinnylicious menu. If I'm going to Cheesecake Factory, I don't think I'm trying to be skinny. I don't think anybody's trying to be skinny when you roll up in there. Mm.
So, this is ziti.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it like... Oh, that's cheese. Never mind. I thought it was, like,
You
twisted.
think it was, like,
I thought it had, like, bumps
welted?
in it. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
this is very good. I
would get again.
Yeah, I would get this again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty convinced that the sauce that's in there is just half Alfredo, half marinara.
You know, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
With different cheeses. Also in there.
I wonder... Well, it says 5 cheese, right?
It says 5
I
cheese.
wonder what type of cheese.
Al forno. I don't know what that means.
Forno means fire.
Baked in the fire?
Was it a bake?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
It was all stuck together. I don't know if that was because
Yeah.
we got it to go, but it was stuck together.
Well, it was definitely a step up from Fazoli's.
Hmm.
Man, Fazoli's is such good, cheap pasta to go. You can get it in the drive-thru. Drive-thru pasta is a genius invention. And
Okay, but the lunch menu. They
Oh,
have a lunch
man.
special. You can
Yeah.
get like a full size like lasagna piece with like a full thing of spaghetti. And like who the heck's supposed to eat? Like we could literally both of us eat for $6.
yeah, that's true, which makes me question the quality. But it's really good. And yeah, like that one time we went to Fazoli's and we both got like a lunch special. But you can get your pasta and you can get whatever side, but that includes a side of pasta. You can get pasta with your pasta,
Yeah, like
which is kind of bizarre, or is it kind of great?
oh, I mean it's genius.
It's genius.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can either have a side salad or another load of pasta
Just in case you didn't get enough carbs.
for lunch. That's crazy.
For lunch, yeah. Like yeah. I got a little bit of
Spaghetti.
spaghetti. If you're watching the video, you can little treat there.
I had a little bit of ziti in mine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I
It's-
consider those lucky.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not much of a produce. Yeah, I do like produce, but I'm not much of a protein person when it comes to pasta.
I like mushrooms in pasta. I do like a meat sauce. Like I like a beef sauce. That's not the right, but like
Bolognese. Yeah.
like with some like ground beef in it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a chicken fan in pasta.
Really?
Shrimp, it depends on the pasta. Shrimp I can go for.
Shrimp, it depends because it's got to be swimming in butter and garlic for me.
Yeah, well, you just don't really like fish.
I like shrimp.
Yeah,
Is shrimp a fish, though?
it's a shellfish.
I heard one time somebody say a reason they didn't like shrimp was because they're like the insects of the sea. And it changed my view on
I
shrimp
could see that.
and
They have those little
lobster.
feet.
Yeah, and the feelers, and like it really ruined like seafood for me.
They have a bunch of eyes, don't they?
Shrimp? No, they only have 2.
Oh, they do?
I think so.
Oh, I...
A bunch of eyes?
Yeah.
I don't know. You thought shrimp was just automatically
Oh, yeah.
pink.
I thought that shrimp cocktail
Was
like
raw shrimp.
Like, I thought that shrimp cocktail was raw shrimp.
How long did you go on thinking that?
Until you told me it wasn't last year.
How did you never ingest raw shrimp?
I just always bought shrimp cocktail.
The safe bet, I guess.
Yeah.
No, shrimp are like gray.
Yeah, I learned
Gee,
that
come-
afterwards.
Which is weird because shrimp are generally pink on the outside, like when they're alive. It's just kind of funny how they go from pink to gray to pink.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry about that big gulp in the mic. Ew. Okay, people are gonna stop watching just based on your nasty alone. Last time you sneezed in the food.
Yeah,
now
I'm
you're
not gonna
making
sneeze
weird,
on the food this
Well,
time.
now you're making weird throat noises. People are gonna stop. So I've been thinking a lot lately, and I think we should rename movies as we're eating
Oh.
to more appropriate names.
Okay. Rocky.
We recently watched Rocky, and I mean, it is appropriately named because that's the main character. It's pretty on the nose, really, but it should be renamed Figure Out I'm a Bum. I'm already a fighter, a bum fighter, and I still lose in the movie.
Makes him sound like he like fights bums.
He kind of does. He's kind of from like a slumish area, and he's like a good guy, but he's kind of creepy.
That movie did not age well.
Yeah, it didn't.
I just want to say that
a lot of reasons.
Whenever Adrian goes over to his place, like, that's pretty questionable.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of things didn't age well, and, you know, I'm hoping that the Rocky movies get better. The Creed movies were incredible with Michael W.
Oh, yeah.
Michael W.
Michael W. Smith.
That's how you know we were raised in the church.
Michael W. Smith. Michael W.
Y'all, I told you, it's been a long week. I can't think of his real name now.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan!
Michael W. Smith.
Just
Michael W. I can only imagine.
We need to scrap this whole podcast and start over.
What it would be like when I fight by side.
Michael W. Smith had bangers. Worship Again.
Wait. Imagine wasn't, or I Can Only Imagine was Mercy Me, wasn't it? Or Third Day.
I don't know, it's been covered so many times.
I don't remember.
Don't hurt yourself thinking about that too long.
Man.
Yeah, it's okay.
I might have just messed up on this podcast.
Rocky should be renamed Bum Fights.
Bum Fights.
Featuring Apollo Creed.
I think there's a market for that out there.
Bum Fights. It's just called Bum Fights. What about the Polar Express?
Ding ding.
It should be called Believing is Seeing. Kid had to see everything to believe, even though he was on the train. I've got big beef with a handful of movies. Polar Express is one of them. I love Tom Hanks. Big mistake. I know he did like every character. It's just, it doesn't settle well with me. The Polar Express has never been a Christmas movie that's, I've been like, yeah, a family classic. Same with The Last Song. Miley Cyrus in The Last Song.
I've never seen that.
Absolutely no. Pick a plot line. Is it the sea turtles? Is it your angsty life? Is it your dad is dying of cancer? Is it your parents' divorce? What is it? They need to pick a theme. It's all of it.
Maybe she's just got a lot going on.
It's too much going on. That's not real. Life doesn't happen like that. Did she live the rest of her life in complete nothing? Because it all happened in that one little hour 30 of time. What about like Perks of Being a Wallflower?
Man, that was such a good movie. I don't know how I missed that movie for so long in my life.
I don't know how I found that movie before you. That one should be appropriately titled My Teenage Trauma. It just seems like it's more of a working name than Perks of Being a Wallflower. A little clunky, really.
The thing was, he wasn't a wallflower.
What's the definition of a wallflower?
I don't know.
He totally was
Yeah,
a
I don't know.
wallflower. Totally a wallflower. The perks were he made a couple good friends, I think.
What about Predator?
Predator?
Yeah.
We didn't even finish that movie. Oh my gosh. We had it in our minds that we were going to watch that whole series. Like,
Alien versus Predator, like, whole thing. We were going to watch Blade Runner. We were going to go into, like, Firefly and Serenity. We were going to do the whole, like, it was like, the whole universe was like 27 movies or something like that, including
I gave up
a TV show.
The first 30 minutes of that movie. It was so gory, but it was also like I could tell it was fake, so it didn't scare me. It was just like I lost interest really quickly.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. What about Pretty Woman? We just watched that one too.
Pretty Woman. Man uses woman, forces her to fall in love with him.
No. Forces her to fall in love with him.
Wait, not forces her, but like, man uses woman, she falls in love with him.
I would say incorrect. That was a business deal. That was a proposition that she was happy to take. Yeah, for sure. Oh, and...
No, she didn't want to.
Yes, she
her
did.
friend talked her into it.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
Kit definitely was for it, but it didn't take much to talk her into it.
I don't know.
Vivian was on board. The only time when she was kind of not on board was when she went shopping and they treated her mean.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up. But, I mean, I think more appropriately labeled, being a prostitute's not always bad. Because that was a good movie.
It did glorify prostitution a little bit.
It kind of did. No, but the whole thing was like she was getting out of it, and she was helping Kit get out of it. I think that's a classic. Why don't you tell the people the lead actor in that movie's name?
Jennifer Garner.
No.
Julia Roberts. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a running joke that he gets Jennifer Gardner, Julia Roberts,
And Hilary Swank.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a joke. I actually do.
It's funny because it's not a joke. And it's so funny because I'll pull up pictures and he can't tell them apart. I think they look so different.
They look so similar.
What about the movie where the teacher goes into the ghetto and she teaches them, better known as Freedom Writers?
That one's Jennifer Garner, right? Is that Hilary Swank?
Or is it Julia Roberts?
I don't know.
Final answer, Hilary Swank.
How?
They don't look similar at all.
Oh, I think they look extremely similar.
No, I think you're wrong.
They're all three white women with dark hair, long faces, skinny cheeks.
They're all so distinct in my mind.
No. I've looked it up online before. This is like a common misconception. That they're all, yeah.
No, Natalie Portman and...
Oh, well.
Natalie Portman and
I mean,
Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley literally played Natalie Portman in a movie.
In Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they are completely mistakable for each other.
Yeah. No, yeah. That one, yeah.
Yeah. I always confuse those two. I really can't tell them apart. But your thing is, it's not the same.
Yeah, it is.
No, I don't think it's the same. Remember that movie we saw? It's called My Best Friend's Wedding. Where she tries to break up her best friend from marrying that girl. Mm-hmm. Do you know who that was?
Jennifer Garner.
It was the same cast as Pretty Woman.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Richard Gere and
Julia Roberts.
yeah, you got it. After already thinking it was. Who is she?
Your mom?
You got a text.
That wasn't a your mom joke. That was literally her mom.
I don't know why she texts you more than me.
Yeah.
And calls you on the phone more than me. You are her favorite son-in-law.
That's right. Is your peach Bellini tea good?
My peach Bellini tea is so good.
Yeah.
I don't really ever get, like, peach Bellini tea when we go to Olive Garden. I always get water with lemon. Pretty much everywhere we go. I feel like I'm not an adventurous... like, an adventurous beverage orderer when we go out.
Yeah.
I would so rather, like, the table get water, and then we can order a dessert at the end. Because Olive Garden desserts.
We didn't get one. We should have.
Chef's kiss. I love an Olive Garden tiramisu. That is the best tiramisu. And I know it's just, you know, completely frozen, and then they take it and they thaw it there. Like, it's not like they're whipping it up back there in the kitchen. But it's so good. It's mass produced, yes. It's so good. I love it. The lady fingers, I can taste the espresso, the sweet cream. It's so good. Was that too much, or?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking about tiramisu.
Oh, so good. And I like those little donuts you can get with the dipping sauces from Olive Garden.
I don't think I've had those.
They're called, like, it's not Zupa, it's like Zapitos.
Zapatos. Shoes.
There used to be an Italian place in Circleville where I teach and where I went to college. And did you ever have it? Did
No.
you ever go to that Italian place?
Nope.
Oh my gosh, it's not there anymore.
RIP.
It was Tuscan Table. And you could go for lunch for endless entrees. Endless entrees.
Well, that's probably why they went out of business.
Yeah,
Endless-
it probably is.
Endless
No.
main courses.
Yeah, it was like a lunch portion with like a side, and you could mix and match, and you just pay like a flat fee, and you could get endless.
Isn't that a buffet?
No, they would bring it to you because you'd sit down and they'd bring it to you.
Yeah, isn't that just not a buffet that you walk up to?
I think that's the whole definition of buffet.
Oh.
Like, walk up and get it yourself.
I mean, yeah.
Like, especially like in weddings, it's really like that's the most common from where we're from.
You're probably right.
Yeah. But yeah, they would have limitless. There probably was a limit. Like, once you go over 5, they're like, you need to slow down or think about your life or reassess. But they had really good tiramisu as well.
Yeah.
And we got it to go one time. And they gave us like a full hinge lid tray. Like, that doesn't have the separators inside.
Like just a cake.
Yeah, a full cake, and it was only like $4.
Jeez.
It was delicious. Okay, I'm seeing a lot more why they went out of business now that I talk about them more.
Yeah, I think they had some sketchy business practices.
They might have, but it was delicious food. It never made me sick. The bus would stop there, like the Cats bus or whatever.
Yeah.
It would stop at the restaurant and like bring like people from like retirement homes and, and they would go there for lunch. It was not really popping with college students. It was always like an older community, but it was really good.
I mean, yeah, that's usually where some good restaurants are.
Oh yeah. Man, you downed
I
that.
did. I'm finished. You've still got some.
I know, I'm getting full though.
Yeah.
I want to apologize in advance for this podcast. We kind of just rambled.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we always do.
I mean, yeah, that is kind of what they signed up for, I guess.
We talked about prom dresses in the last episode.
This food though, Olive Garden, whilst it is above average Italian food, we gave an average opinion, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I think we broke this one down. I say solid 8 out of 10.
Oh, I say 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Wow.
They gave me the appropriate amount of sauce in my fettuccine Alfredo.
I say 8 out of 10 because, number one knock because they didn't have my sampler. Number two, breadsticks are just hard to do on the go. I think they could come up with some better invention to keep those, like, dry.
An unpopular opinion is Olive Garden has okay breadsticks.
Yeah.
They're just okay.
Sometimes they get hard and they're not good.
Olive Garden breadsticks are one of the things that has declined over the years.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or maybe it's just so good as a kid because, like, you're like, yes, breadsticks.
Bread.
Bread. We got to get some bread for home. Got to get some of this. But
yeah. And they're just okay.
They're okay.
Yeah.
But if you get a dipping sauce, it changes the game.
Yeah.
You're not a dipper.
I'm not a dipper. Not a dipper.
Can't relate.
Yeah. Well, you want to call it quits?
Yeah, I guess we'll call it quits. We got to go eat some dessert.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
See you, everybody.
See ya. Bye.